think they wanted to land here. Well, I didn't pick a very good spot to be filming myself in. Straight into the sun. Doing a time lapse. Seems like what I like to do this time of year. Oh. Welcome to the out of doors. It was a rough day with Suki yesterday. She was unable to settle down. She wouldn't get up on the love seat, around the house, back and forth, up and down, staring. She wanted to go outside all the time. I don't mind that, this time of year, fine. I open the door, let her out. She lays in the yard. She hadn't gotten up on the love seat all day today. So I thought, well, she doesn't like the love seat anymore, or the love seat cover. So I went over to it, picked 2 ticks, the live ticks crawling along on it, and I began to fold it up to take it out for the laundry, and I found 3 more live ticks on the underneath side of it. And I began to put a fresh cover on. She came right over and was, she was right next to me, watching as I'm arranging it on the love seat. And she was very interested in what I was doing. When I got it all set, I patted my hand, and she jumped right up and settled right in. She didn't like the ticks. She knew they were there. Good, problem solved. And I picked up one of the pair of socks because Kinsey's coming over this afternoon. I want to take her for a walk over to the field and down to the south pool, and I'm gonna have her wear a pair of socks like these and tuck her pants into them. And the socks were laying. It was a pair. I took the top one off, and there's a dark thing on it. Well, huh? What? No, it can't be. I put the glasses on. Look, it's a live wood tick. How did it get there? I mean, these socks haven't been used for 2 years. I picked another tick off during the night in my armpit. It was a wood tick, thankfully, and it hasn't begun to itch. The one around my waistband from 2 days ago, that hasn't begun to itch, and that is the difference for me between wood ticks and deer ticks. Looks like a hawk. And I don't see any way in reality to ultimately protect myself from getting tick bites. Like this one between my fingers, that's been a week now. That's the one that formed a blister, and now it's turning into a, I don't know, callus. It hasn't itched for a week, but when it itched like hell. That was a deer tick bite. And I go to bed at night after checking myself. That doesn't do any good because they're crawling out of the bedding, the wherever. How do they? Sorry for the interruption. How do they get to me in the night? I don't think he came into the bed with me. That was quick. That was 400 frames. We got weather coming. I just got back from town after 2 to 3 hours running errands, shopping. I've been watching the clouds build and then began hearing severe storm warnings for all around the state. Couldn't wait to get home, get out here. We've had another very windy day. Oh, lightning. Right over there. Well, I don't think I want to be out here with lightning that close already, so this is just 30 seconds later. The rain is already here. It wasn't about to stop me from coming over. I checked the radar before I headed out. Looks like it's still 25 miles west of us, but heading straight for us. Sorry, Suki. Went to the animal shelter for my interview today for the little puppy named Seven. She and her litter mate are already gone. Apparently you've got to really act fast, and even then you don't have any guarantee of the dog you want, because you got to interview with the dog and you got to come back with your dog to introduce them, see how they get along. Oh, lightning, yes, I missed it. Well, I didn't miss it, you did. There she comes. Okay. Okay. Glad we headed back when we did. Want to go for a walk? Go for a walk? Nah. We are going for a walk to the south field. We're going for a walk to Otter Pond, the roundabout way, because I can't get really near Otter Pond the way the water level is right now. So I thought we'll take a different route and surprise them, overcome the adversity. Just occurred to me, we don't have any wind today. This is a real treat. Rose-breasted grosbeak. I just come up with a name for this trail. We're going to be making a roundabout route to Otter Pond. Summit Trail. Yep, we're going that way. Summit Overlook. Sorry, Suki. There she comes. Oh, I ain't getting there this way either. Look at that. Totally underwater. Walking back up the hill from where I was just now, noticed out of the subconscious part of my peripheral vision, what's wrong with this picture? Wait a minute. Branches don't grow upside down. Then, oh, I'll bet, this came down in the wind yesterday. From where? That tree up there. Oh, birch. And landed, impaled the ground. I was in town this morning for a couple hours. Had an appointment. There are other errands to run. As I was getting ready to leave, she was... It's okay, go ahead. She was conked on the love seat, way sound asleep. And I wanted to tell her I gotta go to work. In other words, that I'm leaving for a while, so it's all right. You know where I am, or you know where I'm not. I stroked her paw, front paw, 2-3 times, hoping she'd wake up, but no, she was twitching and dreaming. Okay, now just leave her alone. I got home after the jaunt to town, and I stood for a second in the house, quiet. No sound of her getting up to greet me. Well, that was a little worrisome. She was in her kennel. Every day there are tiny, minor devolution of her responding. And I'm thinking of a young puppy, or when she was young, I would get home and she would meet me at the door, tail and rear end going. I got sadness coming and beginning already at the enormity of losing her. And the day that you finally have to make a decision, which every day is a little bit filled with that. How do you know? Well, and I've always heard and I've always known. You'll just know. And one of the helpful things is there's no turning back. It isn't like you gotta wait out this virus or this illness that she has until she gets healed. That's not the matter here. The matter is devolving into end of life. I was reminded again a day or two ago after taking a time lapse. Don't trust your eyes. Take a careful look for movement up there, but don't take that as how it is in time lapse. Nothing was hardly moving at all. And I set it for every 1 second to expose, trigger. And when the time lapse is finished, I looked at it. These things were moving like 100 miles an hour. So I'm now taking that reminder into account, and I am going to time lapse. I said there wasn't any wind, right? Doing time lapse videos by faith, and you're gonna miss 50% of them. There won't be anything worth being time lapse, but the other 50% will be, oh wow, look at that movement that's going on between layers, usually the lower layers versus the cirrus layers, which aren't moving very fast at all in comparison to the lower layers. So there's a lot of interplay between them happening. Well, this one is, you can see a lower cloud up there. What am I trying to look through the viewfinder for? This is the GoPro. There's a lower cloud somewhere in here, I think. But behind it, those clouds are higher. So this cloud closer to us is moving to the right. And that's the kind of thing I keep having to remember. I really like what's going on down there on the horizon. Where the hell is my finger? Those darker clouds behind. I don't like the power lines, and I never can get away from those if I'm shooting southwest from here. Even this mass would be fun, I think. And that's kind of the magic of time lapse, is you think, well, I don't know, let's see what happens. There's a lot of neat stuff going on there. And that reminds me also to stop and look. I'm one of the worst violators of that. Even though I've preached it and known it for years, I've sort of gotten out of the habit of taking an initial photo or two and then leaving. Documented that. Oh, if you stop and force yourself to stay and just keep watching, looking, evaluating, the photos light up. Oh, look at that. I hadn't seen that. Well, that's a good example of those birch trees that I photographed on the north edge of Dennis's property. Beautifully sculpturous. Had never seen it before until just a week ago. Oh my God. Gorgeous. I'll show them here. Maybe this is a good place to show them anyway. I wanna, yeah. And why hadn't I ever seen those before? One of the chronic, ongoing problems, quote unquote, with doing time lapse, when you get committed to taking 400 frames every 2 seconds, it is completely monopolizing the camera. And invariably, all the way through this waiting period, I look up, just like I've been doing here. Oh, look at, oh, that would make a great, oh, oh my God, look at that. And there have been times where I've canceled the current time lapse underway in favor of turning the camera on whatever fabulous thing I'm seeing. Like those white clouds along there now are really getting good. But I still have 100 frames left here. I'm not gonna stop it. Time lapse finished. I was heading for the South Pool when I felt a raindrop on my hand. A couple minutes ago I looked at the weather app. It said rain beginning in 11 minutes. And I looked, well, there's rain coming, but not significant. But it's falling out of that morass. I'm not being vulgar, that is a word. Many years ago there was a joke going around about some politician that was accused of Me Too sort of shenanigans. I don't remember what his name was, it doesn't matter. But the joke was, so-and-so thinks her ass is 2 words. The word harass.